What's up, guys? I'm Benji,
And Miles.
and you're tuned in to The Proper Fit.
Okay, guys, so our topic for today is dieting made easy.
Sounds good. We've also got our tune of the time that we're bouncing along to in our online workouts right now.
Yes, sir. We've got a big tune today. Fitness Whispers will be up next.
Fitness Whispers.
Fitness Whispers.
We've also got our Uncle Ben section where you can ask me absolutely anything you want. Doesn't have to be fitness related, and I'll do my best to give you some advice around that topic.
And to finish it off, our proper fit tip for this episode, our PFT.
Awesome. So, without further ado, let's get into it. So, straight in. Topic for this episode is dieting made easy. And I think this is something that's spoken about by most people, even those that aren't specifically into fitness, right, Miles?
No, absolutely.
And I guess it's something that we hear quite a lot as personal trainers, the word diet. So I think it's actually really important, firstly, to maybe just define what the term diet actually means in its
Cool.
essence.
Mm-hmm.
And diet, if you look at the dictionary definition, is defined as the kind of food that a person or community habitually eats. So, broken down, it's essentially what a set of people or one person puts in their mouth on a regular basis. That's all that diet means, right?
Yeah.
So, so how, Miles, then does that get confused and have so many different connotations when used?
I mean, it's a big part of our life. We have to eat every single day. We got to get our nutrients in. So, of course, there's going to be many different ways that people want to do this. And familiar ways will be by following some kind of diet program or some kind of diet plan. So I won't mention
Yeah.
actual names, but the focus is there's a structure to the diet, and if people don't follow that structure, then they're going to fail. So there's something I found quite interesting a while ago. It's called the diet overeat cycle. There's different stages to it, but it basically categorizes what happens with people who don't follow the diet plan. So you start off with going on a diet, so you have a restricted energy intake. Then you get a lower energy. Because of the lower energy intake, you reduce your metabolism,
Yeah.
and by doing that, your body tries to restore the energy it once had. So it tries to create energy balance by making you more hungry, increasing your appetite.
Hmm.
Um, but then after that, because you're getting hungry and because your appetite increases, more often than not, the dieter either falls off the wagon because they just want to go and eat everything. They're back on a seafood diet. um, Either that, or they simply achieve their goal. Either
Yeah.
way, if they've achieved the goal or if they've fallen off the wagon, their food intake is going to increase again because they're off of that program. And then, despite more energy coming back into their system, the metabolism may not go back to where it used to be, which basically means that you've got more energy going in. What that then means is that the energy coming in isn't expended, which
Mm.
basically means you're going to end up gaining more weight, and then the cycle continues. So it's a vicious cycle. It's a vicious circle if you don't focus on the structure of that diet program. You know?
Yeah. Yeah. Definitely. And I guess like to apply that as well is really tough because there are lots of reasons for taking on a different diet. I guess the
Mhm.
one that's most common to most people is the process of trying to lose weight, right?
Yes, yes, for
Um,
sure.
but just like someone with a disease or a condition whereby they have to be sensible or restrictive with what they eat,
Hmm.
it's all about rules. I think that's the biggest thing that's coming out of what you've said. Like it's all about sticking to the rules
Yeah.
of that specific diet.
Hmm.
You try and do it for a day, 2 days, 3 days, great. But if in four, five, and six you fall off that, you won't achieve the goal.
What you put out, yeah, yeah, what you set out to
Yeah,
do. And that should be the focus. If
yeah,
you follow the rules, you're going to get to where you want to get to. But the way that we're wired, rules are meant to be broken.
yeah,
Um, it's quite tough to reach goals at times, but this is the struggle, and this is why you have trainers. This is why you have fitness professionals to guide
exactly.
people to where they want to get to. So yeah, that's really the conclusion of it. I think diets are
Totally.
structured, but will only work if you follow the rules. Only
And get the
work
right advice.
exactly if you get the right advice. Yeah.
I think that leads nicely on to where we get our information and also sources of motivation. I
Ooh,
know for you and I, we're quite into music.
you're so
And
smooth, man. You're so smooth.
go on.
No, I'm just saying you're so smooth. You know, you got a little rhyming going on, a little bit of information and motivation. Come and listen to us. This communication.
It's true though, right? Like we do get motivation in fitness a lot of the time from the music that we use, the music that
Absolutely,
accompanies our sessions, right?
absolutely.
And hence we know we have our tune of the time section,
Hmm.
which this episode is a song from well, it's by Hamza and it's a Predator remix. It's called "Write It Down." Check it out.
Predator.
I absolutely love that tune right now. It's amazing. Like
Great tune, man. Do you know what? If I was going for a run, I could close my eyes. I'd be running on clouds, Benji. Eclectic. That's a
so
good tune.
yeah, you heard it directly from Miles there. Go check it out. It's a real cool tune by Predator. So that leads us on to our next section, which is our question and answer session. What do we call this one, Miles?
Fitness whispers. We're getting better.
Still gets me, man. Still gets me. Still gets me. Which leads us on to our section. What do we call it, Miles?
Fitness whispers.
Still
Getting better
gets
every
me.
week.
Still gets me.
Every
I know,
time.
man. I know. So here it is. Here's the dilemma. And this is from Jennifer from Camden. It says, my scales show I'm getting heavier, but I think I look more toned and feel stronger than when I began. Is this possible? Can you
All
tell me
right.
what's going on?
Okay. So this one, it's another short one. Ready?
Let's go.
Yes. Yes. It's very simple. Muscle is more dense than fat. So although you may look bigger if you have more fat in your body, you're actually going to be looking slimmer and a little bit heavier if you have more muscle mass on your body. So you're checking out your scales. I'm assuming that it measures weight. It's not measuring your body fat percentage, the muscle mass percentage. If you went deeper into it and you focus on those two things, you might see some changes that you'd be really happy with. So
Yeah.
you don't need to worry about if you're getting heavier. You need to worry about what the composition of your body is. So is there more body fat on your body or is there more muscle mass? So in conclusion, you're doing really well.
Yeah.
Getting heavier shouldn't be the key indicator of good or bad work. Small or big progress. It's more about, it's deeper than that. You should be looking at your body fat percentage and your muscle mass percentage and
Yeah.
all that other stuff. Yeah.
And I guess it comes back to episode 2, where we spoke about using one single measure
Mm-hmm.
as the thing that you focus on. Like measurements are important, the composition of your body fat percentage, your muscle mass, all of those things need to be looked at and focused around what your goal focus is.
Yeah.
So specifically look into those areas that are going to give you the information to tell you how far you've made the progress or push towards the goal that you started out with. That's really key, right?
Absolutely. Yes. So without further ado, we're into our next section. This is a personal favorite of mine. Uncle Benj.
Uncle
We
Benj.
need some wisdom. So I have another question from another viewer.
Okay.
Another viewer, sorry, another listener.
Listen, same thing.
Exactly. Just to put it out there so you guys remember and know, this is an anonymous section, so you don't have to give us any personal information. Just let us know what your dilemma is. As we always say at the end of the show, you can email us in And you can also contact us on social media, which we'll cover later on in the show. But yeah, an anonymous section. Uncle Benj, here's the question. I'm 26 years old, and through lockdown, I've had a lot of time away from people and time to think. My usual lifestyle is hectic as hell. I work a regular 9 to 5. I play rugby on the weekends, and I have an active social life. But this time has got me thinking differently. I feel like it's time to move out and settle down. I have several options. I probably should have read this before.
Okay.
All right.
I'm listening.
I have several options, but I'm not sure what qualities I should be looking for. That's it. There's no question afterwards.
Oh, right.
So
Okay.
I'm assuming he wants us to maybe. I think the question would be, what should I do? Who should I pick?
Okay, sorry, serious.
Come on.
You see, Miles always does this.
Oh,
He
what do
always
you
he
mean?
puts it out there, and then he makes it such that I find it funny and makes it look like I'm laughing at the scenario. I'm not. It's the way he reads it.
I was always that kid in school who could just read a book really well in English class. Like, it's just one of my talents, man.
Okay, so I guess a lot of people have learned a lot, both about themselves and others, particularly those that they've had to spend a significant amount of time around. And I guess the beauty of normal life is that you kind of have your freedom to kind of go out at times when you want to, or when you're feeling a little bit claustrophobic,
Yep.
or a little bit like people are sort of living in your pockets, so to speak.
Mm-hmm.
So I guess that's been sort of immediately removed from us overnight. So some of that maybe anxiety that you're feeling, or that pressure that you're feeling with regards to moving out, just make sure you take some time to really reflect on, would you be in this position now if it wasn't for this pandemic, which, we've never faced this moment before. So that's the first thing. Second thing, I guess, I mean, I'm no expert on relationships, but I guess choosing a partner, first and foremost, is about selecting good qualities.
Yes, but Benji, you must remember this. He has several options.
Yeah, I know. So I'm gonna try and do my best to narrow it down for you, bro. Like, you want to select like the best qualities. So the person that you feel that you can have honest and open conversations with, someone that you have like something in common with, some common ground, so that when things are difficult, like for example living through a pandemic and being isolated with someone, you find yourselves able to speak and discuss topics whereby your opinions are such that you can kind of have a conversation that can flourish and go somewhere, as opposed to having completely opposing opinions that might lead to frustration or disagreement, and then you've still got to live together,
Okay. Very mature, sir. Very mature.
I'm trying. I guess I can see your haste, like, to try and make that decision and to move out now, particularly with the new guidelines, making it illegal to have sex, with someone from another household.
What?
So,
what?
Yeah.
What?
Yeah.
Wait.
Did you not know about that?
What do you mean?
That's serious. Today.
No,
like,
what do you mean?
Honestly, that's like
you
guys.
Let me saw my face right now. It's actually it's a sight to see.
Okay, I'm not going to spout like things that aren't written. Let me tell you. Like, here we go. New coronavirus guidelines have made it illegal to have sex in your own home with a person from another household from today. This was Monday. The government is set to lay out the new regulations this morning, which will ban people from socializing indoors with a person from outside of your household bubble. The new regulation reads: no person may participate in a gathering that takes place in a public or private place indoors and consists of 2 or more persons.
Okay, I'm going to stop there. What? Wait, now, the first thing that comes to my head is, how the hell are they going to police that? What are they gonna do? Like seriously, they're gonna walk into someone's house and say, "Excuse me, no, you have to get out of that bed. It's not yours. Leave."
I
What?
mean, it's going to be a real interesting one to police. So
Do
yeah,
you know what? This isn't a politics show, yeah, but the fact that they would, they're not even policing people outside in groups properly. How the hell are they gonna do that? That's crazy.
well, I'm hoping for many people's sake that it's not very well policed, of course. Although, although maybe more people will be doing the online workouts if it was
I thought you were
policed.
about to
There's
go
going to
on
be a
a
lot of
completely different tangent just there. Online
no,
what?
we don't want that. We do not want that. Like the internet is like clogged up enough with people doing various activities on the internet. So just if you could stay off the internet for us so we can deliver our online services and not use this new legislation as a reason to engage in other activities on the internet with your partner, please. We'd really appreciate that.
If
Love
anything,
Benji and Miles.
if anything, just stick to Tinder, guys. All right, just
Yeah, please. Yeah, you've already got that. Just use that. Just use that.
we've gone off topic. Go, let's
We've
go
got
back
to
onto
stop
it.
it, but like to pull it back, bro, like, you know what? I've always believed that if you want to find the perfect partner,
Mm.
you need to be the perfect companion.
Ooh,
All
bars.
right?
I like that.
Bars, pause. But that's what I've always believed. So instead of searching for the qualities in the person,
Mm.
search for the qualities in yourself, and you'll attract the right person. I'm sure of that.
That's
Definitely.
nice. No, that's cool. I like that. That's cool.
And I guess that moves us nicely into the stuff that we do know what we're talking about. Our proper fit tip. So, what is our proper fit tip for this episode, Miles?
Here we go. Always read the label.
Oh, okay. Okay. What are we talking about then?
Right. So, I recently came across a product from a shop the other day, and it was advertised as a protein bite. Funny enough, I've flipped over the box and looked at the actual nutritional information. So I've looked at the label, and I've seen something really interesting. So there's 4.6 grams of protein in every protein bite that's in this box. There's 4 of them,
Okay.
and in each one of those, there's 4.6 grams of protein approximately.
Okay. Okay.
But it's advertised as a protein bite. When I go and check out the fat content, there's 7.4 grams of fat.
Jeez.
So yeah, so really it should be called a fat bite with a sprinkle of protein in there, So that's basically the PFT. Always read the label, because at the end of the day, the people on the other side of this who are advertising, who are creating these products, a lot of them really don't care. Seriously, they're not there. They're not there to make sure that everyone's healthy and happy. They're there to make some money for the company that they're working, that they've got work for. As long as it's selling, as long as the product looks good, who really cares about the nutritional information?
100%. And I guess it ties back in with where we kicked the show off with regards to your diet. When you're following very specific rules of a diet, that means you have to eat a particular way. And this is why it's really important, the point that you've just made, because to understand how to follow the rules, you need to understand what you're putting in your mouth. And this information is so important, because products and advertisement is often misleading. So,
True.
yeah, make sure, guys, you're following that advice. Always read the label and make sure that you understand what you're putting in your mouth rather than understanding what the advertisement says on the front of the packet.
Exactly.
So, that is a proper fit tip for this week. So, if you've enjoyed what you've heard, or if you haven't, but would like to but would like to still make a comment on that, there's a number of ways you can get in touch with us. Yeah, please constructive. But there are a number of ways you can do that. You can email us at theproperfitpodcast@gmail.com, or
you can also reach us via Instagram, via the Core Attack account, which is spelled COREATTACK.
So, All that remains to say is I'm Benji,
And I'm Miles.
and you've been tuned into The Proper Fit.